This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Carol. Carol talks for a living, from morning till night. So she relies on Flo's crystal clear home phone service brought to her through Flo's 100% fiber to the home network. It keeps her in the know, and because she bundles her mobile broadband and TV services, she enjoys huge savings, so she can enjoy much more for much less. So visit any Flo retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
It's Tuesday, April the 19th, 2016, and this is your Barbados Today Morning News Update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. In our top story, the country's largest public sector union has broken ranks with its sister unions on the fate of a 13-year-old student of Ellerslie Secondary School accused of spitting on and kicking a teacher in her genitals last week. The Barbados Union of Teachers and the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union have demanded the pupil's immediate expulsion, and the Barbados Workers Union, while not addressing the issue of expulsion directly, said last week it stood in solidarity with the two teachers' representative bodies. However, while backing the position of the teachers' unions to stamp out violence in schools, the National Union of Public Workers said it disagreed with their call to expel the child right away.
Do I necessarily agree with expulsion? No, I do not. Because it must go through its steps in relation to dealing to find out why the child would have reacted in the way that it would have, and therefore put things in place. Because to expel it means that you're doing what? Have you dealt with the issue? I don't necessarily agree. So, Emmanuel, as I stated, that is from Joyanne as an educator and a special needs educator. Right. Because in my environment, what that child did is honestly mild compared to what my special needs teachers go through on a daily basis. So what, am I to expel all of my students from here? No.
Do the right thing. That was the stern warning issued yesterday by officials of the Ministry of Health as one private hauler who was caught dumping illegally at Christie Village in St. Thomas over the weekend was ordered to clear the entire area of the refuse and to take it to the official dump site at the Mangrove in St. Thomas. The name of the company involved in the unsightly and unlawful practice was not revealed, but a group of junior employees were made to clear the entire area of the garbage under the watchful eyes of 3 environmental health officials who used the opportunity to remind Barbadians of the harm caused by illegal dumping in terms of multiplying the island's rodent population. Environmental Health Officer Ryle Rock revealed that there was at least 1 rat per person in Barbados.
We in Barbados have a lapse attitude towards dumping. When we go overseas, we comply, but when we are here in Barbados, we do as we feel like. And so we have to step up some programs. We also are speaking to householders, but there are people who will not comply. And that's the reason why once we can ascertain the names and the persons who are dumping on the spot, they will be instructed to clear the whole spot.
Wheel and come again. That's how private operators of public service vehicles have responded to a planned government crackdown on their movements in and out of the city. During a robust meeting on Sunday at the headquarters of the National Union of Public Workers, representatives of the Alliance of Owners of Public Transport and the Association of Public Transport Operators took exception to the proposed restrictions, which do not apply to buses operated by the state-run Transport Board. They are therefore appealing to Minister of Transport and Works Michael Lashley to rescind the plan, which would prohibit them from using Baxters Road as a means out of the city.
For a lot of people, it meant that they were barred from doing a service that they had previously been doing. In other words, their original permits were for Baxters Road. They were removed, ostensibly for just a temporary set of circumstances, and then they were returned. So we want it to revert to a system of equity.
Spokesperson Ingrid King said the recommendations to scrap the Baxters Road restrictions was among a package of proposals agreed to at Sunday's meeting, which the private PSV representatives intend to take forward to the meeting this afternoon with a special committee comprising officials of the Royal Barbados Police Force, the Licensing Authority, the Transport Authority, and the Ministry. The operators are also calling for a reversal of government's decision to bar them from picking up passengers at the bus stop on Tudor Street. In sports now, tennis players Novak Djokovic and Serena Williams were named the Sportsman and Sportswoman of the Year at the annual Laureus World Sports Awards. The awards honor the most notable sporting figures and the achievements of the previous year. Serbia's Djokovic reached all 4 Grand Slam finals last year, winning 3 of them, while American Williams also won 3. Brazil's Paralympic swimmer Daniel Diaz was Disabled Sportsperson of the Year, while Barcelona forward Lionel Messi was Team Athlete of the Year, just a day after scoring his 500th career goal. A special Spirit of Sport award was given posthumously to Johan Cruyff in recognition of his work helping to deliver sport-related projects for underprivileged children around the world.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Turning now to news from the region, one of Trinidad and Tobago's acting assistant commissioners of police has proposed that 7 of his officers, including almost half-dozen special branch detectives, be prosecuted in connection with the alleged discovery of illegal drugs at the home of former Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Besesar.
A recommendation has been made that 2 former members of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, along with 5 special branch detectives, be charged following the alleged discovery of marijuana at the Philippine home of former Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Besesar in 2013. According to the Trinidad Express newspaper, Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police Ainsley Garrick, in a file submitted to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, last week recommended that the former officers be charged with misbehavior in public office as a result of willful neglect of duty.
Further afield, as the death toll from Ecuador's major earthquake continues to rise, the number of people known to have died surpassed the 400 mark up to last night. The 7.8 magnitude quake struck Ecuador's Pacific coast on Saturday, and the search for survivors continues. President Rafael Correa said during a visit to the worst affected region that the cost of rebuilding is likely to be in the billions of dollars. He said it was the biggest tragedy to hit Ecuador in the past 7 decades, with some 2,500 people said to have also been injured. And finally, a defiant Brazilian President Dilma Rousseff has vowed to stand her ground a day after the country's lower house passed a motion to impeach her. But Rousseff slammed the impeachment process against her as unjust, comparing it to a coup. The impeachment motion will next have to go to the country's Senate. If a majority approves it there, Rousseff will have to step down for 180 days to defend her impeachment trial. That means Rousseff could be suspended as early as May.
Dilma is accused of trying to manipulate the state budget to hide deficits, and her attempt to appoint Lula as chief of staff is highly unpopular. But as impeachment proceedings move forward and her approval ratings fall below 10%, Rousseff refuses to step down.
Impeachment without proof of a crime of responsibility is what? It is a coup.
I suspect that Dilma, for political survival, will fight this tooth and nail until the last day, which would be the worst case for the country.
A tough-as-nails warrior for her country is now facing the political fight of her life.
That's news and sports. However, you can join us again this afternoon for more. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune into channel 99 on Flow TV and to Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and the sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.